Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and unpack the architectural blueprint that connects all International Baccalaureate programs. Whether we're looking at the primary years, middle years, the diploma, or the career-related program, they are literally all built on the exact same philosophical and structural foundation. So today, we're going to focus on the essential features that all IB programs share. We'll explore how these core concepts translate from high-level, big-picture institutional values right down into the daily classroom experience for students all over the globe. Here is our visual syllabus for today. We'll hit the mission, the learner profile, teaching approaches, assessment strategies, and finally, unified standards and practices. Let's get to it. Section 1. Common features. The mission. We are starting right at the absolute foundation here, the load-bearing wall that gives every single IB program its underlying why. Listen to this quote. Understand that other people, with their differences, can also be right. That is profound, isn't it? It serves as the emotional hook for an education that's literally aimed at creating a more peaceful world through intercultural understanding. You see, the overarching mission of the IB isn't just about academic rigor. Sure, that's there, but it is explicitly designed to develop active, compassionate, and lifelong learners. The core belief is that by offering a broad, balanced, connected learning experience, one that completely transcends traditional disciplinary boundaries, students can actually recognize their common humanity and their shared guardianship of the planet. Every single authorized IB school works toward this exact same end goal, making this mission the ultimate common denominator.
Moving on to Section 2, Common Features, Learner Profile.
With the mission established, let's zoom in a bit and focus on the student themselves. We're shifting from the why to the who. The crucial point here is that the overarching mission translates directly into 10 actionable human attributes. This is the IB learner profile, and it's basically the embodiment of everything the organization believes about international education. Across all 4 programs, students are actively striving to become inquirers, knowledgeable, thinkers, communicators, principled, open-minded, caring, risk-takers, balanced, and reflective. It's a lot, I know, but these 10 attributes anchor that abstract philosophy of the mission right into the students' daily character development. It acts as a shared framework, helping them become responsible members of their local, national, and, of course, global communities.
Now, right alongside those 10 character attributes, every single program heavily emphasizes language learning. Because think about it, you simply cannot truly develop intercultural perspectives without the ability to communicate in more than one language, right? The IB recognizes that language is the major medium of social communication, and it's tightly linked to cognitive growth. So, whether it's through developing a student's mother tongue or introducing them to host country languages and way beyond, developing multiliteracies is built directly into the standards and practices of all IB programs. It's a non-negotiable requirement.
All right, Section 3. Common features, teaching approaches.
Next up, we transition from the student's character into the classroom itself to examine the actual how of this shared educational framework. What we see is a continuous cycle of learning across all age levels. It's kind of like a chronological engine where students pursue inquiry, take responsible action, and then engage in deep reflection. Step 1, 2, and 3. Every IB program covers all 3 of these elements, though, they do it in different ways depending on how old the learners are. For example, the primary years program culminates in an exhibition designed to promote action and pursue inquiry. Later on, the diploma program features the extended essay, which heavily promotes that inquiry and encourages some serious deep reflection. This cycle guarantees that students aren't just memorizing facts. They are carefully considering how the things they know and do actually impact themselves and the world around them.
That brings us to Section 4, Common Features, Assessment Strategies.
So how do we actually measure all this active learning? Well, assessment in the IB is a fluid continuum. Across all programs, there's a really clear distinction, yet a super strong relationship between formative and summative assessments. Formative assessment is all about providing crucial feedback during the process of learning. It's about evidencing that process and making learning visible, so we understand exactly where students are in their journey. That way, meaningful steps can be taken right then and there to help them improve. On the flip side, summative assessment evaluates the final product of learning. The IB definitely recognizes that as students grow up, assessments have to adjust to their changing interests, not to mention the expectations of society and universities. But at its core, the common feature here is always to use assessment not just to measure learning, but to actually move learning forward.
And our final section, number 5, Unified Standards and Practices.
Finally, let's zoom all the way out to the overarching institution itself and explore the structural framework where all of this magic actually takes place. Every single IB World School, regardless of the specific program they offer, absolutely must maintain 4 strict categories of standards to ensure the foundation remains universally consistent. First, there's purpose, which aligns the school's leadership and governing body with the IB's mission. Then, environment, ensuring the school provides the necessary funding, qualified staff, and proper learning spaces. Third is culture, which is all about fostering a stimulating environment based on understanding and respect. And finally, learning, ensuring the curriculum is coherent, challenging, and fully integrates that learner profile we talked about earlier. This whole framework is an engine for continuous school improvement, holding every IB school globally to the exact same rigorous expectations.
I want you to think about this as we wrap up our explainer today. We've seen how the IB relies on a shared mission, a consistent learner profile, cyclical teaching approaches, dual-purpose assessment strategies, and universally unified standards. So when students all around the world, despite their geographic, cultural, and linguistic differences, universally share this exact same foundational educational DNA, what kind of future world are we building? It's a fascinating question, isn't it? And it's one that completely challenges us to look at education not just as a tool for personal advancement, but as a literal blueprint for global understanding.